Hey guys, hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining me for another yoga class, another 45-minute practice. It's going to be similar to some of the other classes with some longer sequences, and we're also going to be working on headstand today. So I hope you guys are doing well at home. I hope you are remembering to do your yoga breathing when you start to feel overwhelmed. Come to your mat, practice breathing on your mat, and whatever you're learning on your mat, whatever allows you to feel calm, take that with you off of your mat as well. Let's get started today in a seated position on your mat. So I'm going to sit on a block. If you don't have a block, just sit on the ground on your mat, doesn't matter. But I'm going to sit on my block and cross my ankles and just come into a comfortable seat. Place your hands on your knees and sit up really tall so that the crown of your head is pointing straight up towards the ceiling. Your spine is really long and really straight. And just start to breathe. Take a full breath in through your nose, sit up really tall. Open your mouth, cleansing sigh out, let go. Again, big breath in through your nose to fill. Open your mouth, empty out completely to let go. Breathe in positive energy. Lift the crown of your head, lift your mind, lift your spirit, sit tall. And on your exhale, let go of any negativity, any frustrations. Breathe in more patience, more positive energy. And breathe out any stress, any negative energy, any resistance. Last one. Inhale big. Make this your biggest one yet. Hold your breath at the top. One more sip of air. And then empty out completely. Pause at the end of your exhale. Come seated on your heels, and we're going to move into a couple rounds of cat-cow from this seated position. So breathe in, lift your heart up, and breathe out, tuck your chin, round your back, your upper back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tuck your chin. Just finding that movement in your spine, couple more rounds. Breathe in. And out. Then moving into a twist, take your left hand behind you, your right hand to your right knee, and look behind you over your left shoulder. Sit tall, breathe in, ring out. Switch out your sides. Right hand goes behind you, left hand to left knee. Sit tall, breathe in, and on your exhale, you'll ring out. One more in, and out. Grab your strap or a towel or a t-shirt. Take it over your head. If you need to pause this for a moment, pause it and go ahead and get your strap. And then once you start, drop that strap back down behind you, lift it up over your head and bring it in front of you. And take a couple more rounds here, moving that strap all the way to the backs of your legs, and then coming back to the front of your legs. The strap should be tight enough that you feel a little bit of tension at the very, very top, but it shouldn't feel too hard that you can't bring it forward and back. But a great stretch in your shoulders and in your chest. And then dropping your strap to the right, taking that big side body stretch, and to the left, big side body stretch on your right side. One more time on each side, drop it down towards the right, and towards the left. Just make sure your hands are close enough together so that you feel supported by the strap. And then walk your hands a little bit closer in and take your strap, pull it wide as you pull your thoracic spine down. And then just move your strap or your shirt or your towel to the side and come into downward facing dog. Coming into foundation, spreading your fingers really wide, creating that claw shape with your hands, pressing weight into your thumb index middle, the triad of your hand. More weight in your fingertips, out of your joints. Pedaling at your feet. Your feet are hip width distance apart. Belly's pulling in. Press the ground away from you. Press your heart towards your legs. And just feel the stretch. Lifting your sits bones high. Drawing your legs towards the back of the room. Come to the top of your mat, hanging ragdoll. Separate your feet almost to the width of your mat so that your torso has room to fall between your legs. Grabbing opposite elbows and just swinging left to right, nodding your head no and yes. Releasing tension, toe heel your feet together. Rise up to stand. Reach up, big breath in. Hands to your heart, breath out. Full breath in. Open your mouth, let it out. Mountain, reach up. Fold. Halfway lift, hands to shins, pull your heart forward. Step back to the top of your push-up. 3 breaths here, in and out. In and out of your nose only. Keep the heat, keep the power in your body. Keep pressing the ground away from you, lifting up through the backs of your legs. Downward facing dog. Start to round your back and pull forward to the top of a push-up. And then drop your hips down and lift your heart up. So somewhat of a modified upward facing dog. And then hollow out your upper back again. So really press that air up through the top of your back and then downward facing dog. We're gonna do that a couple more times. So pull forward, hollowing out your upper back. And then starting to drop your hips down. So skipping the chaturanga, but just moving from basically high push-up into a modified upward facing dog. And then coming back into that high push-up and downward facing dog. So really using your core, being really intentional with your breath and your movements. Keep moving into your pose. Let it feel good. Shoulders back, heart lifts, legs are lifted. And then hollow out that upper back, lots of core work, and then dragging your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Come to the top of your mat. Flat back. Forward fold. Rise tall. Lift up, look up. Hinge at your hips, forward fold. Room for growth, halfway lift extension. Step back, top of the push-up. We're gonna modify our first chaturanga. Drop your knees down, hug your elbows in, keep your back really flat. Moving into upward facing dog on your inhale and downward facing dog on your exhale. And you're welcome to do that modified chaturanga every single time by dropping your knees down. Come to the top of your mat, halfway lift, forward fold, moving into more sun salutation A's. Reach tall, breathe in, forward fold, breathe out. Halfway lift, top of a push-up, step back, Dandasana. Look forward, hug your elbows in, Chaturanga Dandasana. Flat back, upward facing dog, so my back is completely flat for that Chaturanga. And downward facing dog. If you can't maintain your back as flat, that's when you want to drop your knees until you have the strength to then lift your legs and keep your back flat. Come to the top of your mat, half lift, fold. Root to rise, grow tall, breathe in. Hinge at your hips, fold. Flat back. Top of a push-up, Dandasana. Chaturanga Dandasana. Urdhva Mukha is your inhale. Adho Mukha is your exhale, moving from your core every single pose. Breathe in and out. Step or float, come to the top of your mat, flat back, and fold. Last Sane, rise up, fold. Flat back. Step or float, Chaturanga. Landing with bent elbows if you float. Upward facing dog, lift your knees. Downward facing dog, lift your hips, press your chest towards your legs. Breathe in and out. Lift your heels, look forward, step or float, flat back, fold. Thunderbolt, sit into your imaginary chair. Squeeze your legs, your knees, your shins to touch. Keep your triceps up in line with your ears. Pinkies in, thumbs out. Keep reaching long through your fingertips, but pulling your shoulders down. So drawing your thoracic spine, your mid-back in. Same feeling that we'd had when we used that strap. When we pulled it wide and pulled your shoulders down. Same feeling here. Forward fold. Flat back. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Lift your right leg. Knee to nose, cheetah. Warrior one. Stack your front knee over your front ankle. Press through the blade edge of your back foot for stability. Try not to let that back kneecap drop. Keep lifting through that back leg for stability. Your front leg is for power. Guide your left hip forward. Slightly tuck your right hip back. And breathe. Hands down. Don't drag your front foot. Take it back. Vinyasa. We'll meet in downward facing dog. You can always skip the vinyasas as always and just meet in down dog. Lift your left leg. Knee to nose. Cheetah. Warrior one. Virabhadrasana one. Rise up. Keep your belly pulling in. Keep it nice and smooth. And breathe in as you lift. And breathe out as you ground. Focusing only on your breath. No room for distractions here. Hands down. Vinyasa. Cleansing breath in. Empty out. Look forward, come to the top of your mat, flat back, fold. Thunderbolt, sit into your chair. 2 breaths, in and out. Weight is in your heels. 1 more breath, big breath in. And out, fold. Flat back. Vinyasa, step or float it back. Meet in down dog. Step your right foot forward, move through cheetah, warrior one. Rise up. I like to move through a cheetah because it forces you to use your core. Set up for humble warrior. Lift your heart, drop your head. So it forces you to use your core when stepping your foot forward and back instead of just using momentum and being lazy. But that's why I like to go to cheetah, starting with cheetah, and also when you step your foot back into your high push-up, ending with cheetah. Keep that interlace reaching towards the front of your mat. Rise back up, coming back into warrior one. Opening up into warrior two. Shoulders over hips. Both legs are active. Imagine you're splitting your mat apart right at center line. Your arms are both reaching in opposite direction. Everything is turned on. Everything is active, especially your breath. Keep lifting your spine, breathing in. Trusting your strong legs, breathing out. Stay with the pose. Peaceful warrior, tip it back, breathe in. Maybe working into a half bind, taking your bottom arm and reaching behind you for your right hip. And then windmill your hands down. Step back, top of your push-up, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Breathe in and out. Lift your left leg up. Cheetah into warrior one. Rise up like you're moving through water. Find your interlace, opposite grip, whatever feels less natural. Lift your heart first. Lead with your heart. Drop your head last. Eyes towards the inner edge of your back foot. Trust that back leg. Allow it to take your head even closer to the ground. Wring your shoulders out, wring out the heaviness in your head, wring out the heaviness in your shoulders, and breathing. And then rise back up, warrior one, and opening to warrior two. Getting right into those hips, keeping your shoulders stacked, pulling your arms apart, energizing through your triceps, gaze is forward, jaw is soft. Where are you holding on? Stay strong, but breathe at the same time. Tapas, heat in your belly, fire in the belly. Tip it back for peace. If you took the half bind on the other side, reach your right arm towards your left hip on this side. Hands down, vinyasa. Breathe in and out. Look forward, travel. Flat back. Fold. Sit into your strength, thunderbolt. Stay here. Big breath in. Breath out. Let it go. Flat back. Vinyasa. Step or float, your choice always. Or you can always skip it and just meet us in down dog. Lift your right leg. Step it through for warrior one. Rise. Humble warrior, find your interlace. Take it even deeper this time. Bring that head down, bring your right shoulder to the inside of your right knee. Bring it out. Easy twist. Left hand goes down, right arm goes up. Both feet are now facing 12 o'clock. You're on the ball mound of your back foot. Press lots of weight into that left hand and start to transition into side plank, Vashisthasana. Squaring your hips towards the right side of the room. Press down into whatever's touching the ground to lift up. Float your top leg up and let it fall behind you. Rock star, first back bend. Right knee bent, left leg is straight. Roll out your right wrist. Big open heart. And then come back. Step your right foot forward. And open to warrior two. Take a moment to fix your foundation, heel to heel alignment. Tip it back for peace. Extended side angle. Right elbow, right knee. Or you can take it deeper by bringing that right hand to the inside of your front ankle. Reach your top arm over your top ear. Pinky down, thumb is pointing up. Feeling that really long line of energy from your left heel all the way through your top fingertips and your whole side body. Stay in the pose. Try not to rest your belly on that front leg. Rise back up. Tip it back. Straighten your front leg, radiant triangle. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Reach your right hand forward, bump your left hip back, and drop your right fingers either to a block or to your shin or to the ground. You just don't want to dump into that bottom side body. You don't want to let that collapse. So keep lengthening in your bottom side, grounding through your feet, lifting your thigh bones straight up towards your hips so you feel light in your legs, and then pressing your heart forward, leaning your skull back. Setting up for Ardha Chandrasana, standing half moon. If you've got a block, you can use it. If you don't, no worries. Lining that block up about 8 to 12 inches or so in front of your right toes. Bottom foot is at 12 o'clock. Make sure it's facing the front of your mat. And then lifting your top arm up, lifting your back heel straight up. Hard flex in that back foot. Scoop your right butt cheek under a little bit more. And then moving into revolved standing half moon. So if you've got that block, move it now underneath your left hand. Make sure your hips are square down. So you're going to need to drop that left hip in line with your right. And then pull your belly in and reach your right fingers up. Ground firmly through that right leg. Lift your left heel up. Supported warrior three. Bring both hands either to the ground, fingertips to the ground, or to that block. Left leg is reaching towards the back of the room. Heart is pulling forward. Lower that back leg into high crescent lunge. Reach your fingers up. Front knee over your front ankle. Back heel over your back toes. Drop your bottom knee down, send your hips forward, and then re-extend your back leg. Do it again. Drop that knee down, hips forward, re-extend, just to get really nice and long in that hip flexor. And then transition into eagle. Left leg over, left arm under. You can always grab opposite shoulders if you can't bring left arm under. Hug everything in, skin to muscle, muscle to bone, soft, steady gaze. Don't forget to breathe. Hold your pose, not your breath. And then start to unwind, coming back into your high crescent lunge. Take time to set your feet up. Hands to heart center, lean forward. Parivrtta Anjaneyasana, revolved high crescent lunge. Keep your back leg turned on, lifting your back kneecap up. You want to open your pose, drop your left fingers down, reach your right fingers up. I like to imagine I'm pressing my top hand into an imaginary wall to then pull that right shoulder head back into place. Press my heart forward. Start to make your way to the top of your mat into Thunderbolt Twist. So just bringing that left foot forward. Squeeze your legs together, keep your knees in alignment, neutral spine. And twisting to the right, coming back to center. Thunderbolt. Moving into diver's pose. Come high up on your heels, reach your fingers towards the back of your mat. Back to Thunderbolt, weight is in your heels. Diver's pose, weight is in the ball mounds of your feet or your toes. Back to Thunderbolt, breathe in. Divers, breathe out. Keep your belly pulling in. Last one. Start sitting lower and lower. Landing in Navasana, boat pose. Grab a hold of the backs of your knees just so that your heart stays lifted. And breathe. Lift your pelvic floor. Pull the pit of your belly in, up, and back. For more of a challenge, you can reach your hands over your ears. Keep your fingers turned on. Keep your legs squeezing together. Keep your belly pulling in. In and out of your nose only. Ujjayi breathing. Keep the power in. Drop your forearms down. Work towards straightening your legs and then tap them down a couple inches from the ground and then lift them back up. Breathe in. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift them up. Exhale, lower down. Keep moving. As your forearms are pressing down, really glue them down into your mat so that you don't feel like you're dumping into your lower back. Keep pulling your belly in and moving up and down. And then come back into your high boat. I know it's hard. You've got it. Suck your pelvic floor in. Reach your fingers towards the front of your mat. Seat lifts. Cross ankle over ankle. Lift your seat. Boat. Seat lifts. Press down. Lift up. The more you press your feet together, the higher you'll get the lift. Sit tall and take a big cleansing breath in and let it out. Rock and roll 3 times, massaging out your spine. And then make your way back into your downward facing dog, either shooting it back to chaturanga, moving through a vinyasa, or just meeting in downward facing dog. Lift your left leg. Step it through for warrior 1. Humble warrior, reverse grip, lift your heart, drop your head. Bring out the negativity, bring out the frustrations. Breathe in more patience, more positive energy. Easy twist, right hand down, left arm goes up. Keep your belly pulling in, don't get lazy. Transition into side plank. Stack your bones. Shoulder over shoulder, lift your top leg, let it fall behind you. Back bend, rock star. Open up, roll out your wrist. Lots of energy is gained here in these back bends. Enjoy them. And then send your left foot forward and transition into warrior 2. Set your pose up. Peaceful warrior, tip it back. Extended side angle. Left elbow, right arm. Extended side angle is definitely one of my favorite poses. Feels really good to feel strong in my legs, open in my heart, and it also feels great to pull my mid back in and just rotate my shoulders back. Stretching through that right side body, stretching along. And come back into radiant triangle, straighten both legs, tip it back, almost like peaceful, but with straight legs. And then moving into triangle pose, Trikonasana, left finger's down, right arm goes up. Try not to dump into that low back. Keep pressing down through both feet firmly so that your legs start to lift higher up towards your waistline. And don't feel like they're so heavy. Starting to make your transition into standing half moon. Bottom foot on 12 o'clock. You're using that block, place it in front of your left foot. And then reach your right heel up, reach your right fingers up. Press your entire front body towards the right side of the room. And your entire back body towards the left side of the room. So imagine you're between two panes of glass. And then making your way into revolved standing half moon. Bringing that block under your right hand, keeping your back really flat, especially at your sacrum, and then lifting up through your left fingers. Don't forget to breathe. You're not stuck, just breathe. Supported warrior 3, both hands come down to either your mat or a block. Stretch long through that back leg. And then you're going to eventually make your way back into your high crescent lunge. Reach your hands up. Drop that back knee down, press your hips forward, re-extend. Do it 2 more times. Drop it down, hips forward, re-extend that back leg. Last one. Drop it down, press hips forward, re-extend. Just lets you get really deep into those hips. And then making your way into eagle. Right leg over, right arm under. Wind up your body, unwind your mind, breathe in lots of patience, lots of positive energy. We all need it. Make your way back, high crescent. Bring your hands to your heart, lean forward, twist. Parvrita Anjaneyasana, revolved high crescent lunge. If you notice that your belly is resting on that front leg, I want you to pull it off and then lift up through your heart. If you opened your wings on the other side, do it here as well. Again, imagine you're pressing your top arm into that imaginary wall. To pull that top shoulder head back. And then transition into revolved chair. Twisted chair. Bring your right foot up, sitting into your chair. If you opened your hands on the other side, open your hands here as well. Pull your belly off your legs. And sit low into your chair, a regular chair. Reach your hands up, find that neutral spine, and forward fold. Surrender, surrender. Padangusthasana, peace fingers to big toes. Pull yourself deep into yourself. Big breath in and out. Padangusthasana, bring your hands underneath your feet. Big toes up to your wrist crease. Let go of your head, let go of your neck. Surrender. And then sit low into your malasana. Take your feet really wide so your heels are down, your spine is straight. Close your eyes and just reset. Making space in your body, making more space in your mind. Set up for crow. Bring your knees to the backs of your arms, look forward, take flight. Move away from the fears, just transfer your weight into your hands, you've got it. Hug your belly in, look forward, shoot it back, chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. I'm gonna move into a headstand. Grab opposite elbows. And then place your elbows down. Don't take them any wider than that. Find an interlace with your fingers and scoop your right pinky underneath and your thumbs are up. So your thumbs are your brakes. And then drop your head down, press your thumbs into your head. Keep your elbows where they are and start to walk your feet up. And then maybe take one leg up at a time. Maybe take both legs up at a time. Maybe take your knees up that are bent and then straighten your legs. But keep your hips over your shoulders. And keep pressing down through those forearms. So less weight in your head, more weight in your forearms, and pressing your thumbs into the back of your head. And then when you're ready to come down, keep your hips stacked over your shoulders. And you can either bend your knees and come down, or if you want an extra challenge, you can work towards keeping your legs straight and your hips right over your shoulders. Squeezing your legs to touch, belly in, and slowly lower everything down. Rest in child's pose. You can bring your arms, your hands back towards your heels. You need some relaxation in your shoulders. And if you spent that whole time in Malasana or in child's pose and didn't do headstand, all good. As long as you're breathing, you're doing your yoga. Breathing in positive energy. Take a couple rounds here of cat-cow on your knees. No room for any negativity here. If you did or didn't get a pose, doesn't matter. It's in the past. It's just about practicing breathing during stressful times. Rise up for Warrior One, right side. Prasarita, turn to face the left side of the room. Find your interlace. Lean forward, transfer the weight to the front of your feet. Drop your head. Lift your sits bones straight up. Try to work towards bringing your head between your legs and then grab a hold of your ankles. Pull yourself deeper into your fold. Start to transfer more weight into the front of your feet so that your sits bones are pointing straight up. This pose is designed to allow you to let go, so invite in that feeling. And then turn to face the front of the room and come into lizard lunge. Either bringing your forearms down to the ground or to a block, or maybe staying on your hands. If you want more of sensation, you're going to lift your back leg off the ground. Send your vision towards your back foot. Hug your right knee in towards your right shoulder. Big stretch in your left hip flexor. And breathe. This pose brings up lots of frustrations for people because it feels uncomfortable, so we automatically go to that negative place. Try to replace that with more positive thoughts. Take your quad stretch, keep your left hand down, hug your left heel in with your right hand. And then release that foot, half splits. You can stay here the whole time for your half split, or if you want to make your way into full split, slide that right foot forward. You're welcome to use a block underneath your right leg for some added support in your split, or maybe blocks under your hands. If you want to fold over that front leg, I invite you to do so now. And breathe. Count your breath so that you can stay present. If you can hear yourself breathing, then you know that you're here, you're present. You're not in the past, you're not thinking ahead to the future. Breathing in only positive energy. And breathing out frustrations. Start to unwind out of your split. And come back into downward facing dog. We'll do the same thing on the left side. Step your left foot forward for Warrior One. And then turn to face the right side of your mat. Set up for Goddess. Heels in, toes out. Opening up into your hips, moving left to right, and then settle at center. Goddess arms. So making goalpost shape with your arms, 90 degrees. Spread your fingers wide, press your hands into that imaginary wall, and sit low into your goddess legs. Tap into your inner strength, your inner peace. Glue your heels down. Breathe in, lift your spine up. Stay for the work. Hands to your knees, right elbow, left knee, left shoulder, right knee. And then moving into lizard lunge on your other side. So do whatever you did on the other side. If you brought your forearms down or your hands down, do the same thing. We'll be here for 5 solid breaths. Count your inhales, 4 or 5 counts in. Count your exhales, 4 to 5 counts out. When the frustrations, the negative energy starts to creep in, replace it with positive thoughts. Moving into your quad stretch. Reach your left hand back, grab a hold of your foot. You can always use a strap here or a towel if you can't grab a hold of your foot. And then half splits into full splits. Or stay in your half split. If you're taking your full split, keep pressing your left heel forward and your right toes back. If you want to fold over that front leg, try and relax in your shoulders. Couple breaths. Get into those tight spaces, make room, make space. Be patient. Takes a while for the body to open. Takes a while for the mind to open. And then come back into downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up, bend your knee, flip your dog. Press down through that left hand, roll out your right wrist. And then come back around, keep your right leg lifted, take it across your body, landing in Wild Thing. Press down through both feet, another back bend but with straighter legs. And then come back, downward facing dog. Lift your left leg, bend your knee, stack open, flip your dog. Your right heel should be in line with your right wrist so that your bones feel like they're stacked. Roll out that top wrist and then come back around. Keep your left leg lifted. Take it across your body to your right elbow, landing in Wild Thing. Working towards straight legs, straight arms. And then make your way back into downward facing dog. Come down into a seat. We're going to take double pigeon. Stack your right shin on top of your left shin, so create your fire logs, and let your left heel fall over that bottom knee. And then place your hands by your tush, sit up tall, lean forward, and then sit back down. So you want your pelvis to be forward, not in the back seat. And if you want to take it deeper, you can lean forward. Reach your hands towards the top of your mat. Some of you may not need to lean forward at all because you feel such a deep sensation just by sitting in this shape. And it's totally fine if your right knee doesn't come anywhere near your left knee. As long as you feel sensation and you're breathing, you are in the pose. We'll be here for a solid minute. Probably already more than halfway through. Lift yourself back up, moving into a twist. Cut your left elbow to the outside of that right knee. So the sole of your right foot is down and you're twisting. And then moving into a single leg forward fold, Janu Shirshasana. Left foot to the inside of your right leg. Breathe in and fold over that right leg. If you need a deeper stretch, bring a block or something else to put in front of your right foot to make your right leg a little bit longer. Keep gluing that left knee down and reaching your head towards your shin. And then just switch out your sides for your double pigeon. Left shin over your right shin. Sit up really tall, lean forward. And do whatever you do on the other side. Allowing your hips to open, bring the element of water into your hips. The element of earth into your feet, into your hands, just feeling really grounded. And the element of air into your heart, feeling light, hopefully lighter than when you arrived on your mat. And bring all those elements into your mind. Changing your mentality to change your reality. Breathe in only positive energy. Notice where your thoughts are. Notice where your mentality is. Choose to only allow positive thoughts into your mind. Don't attach to the negative ones. Notice when they come in, just don't attach. Let them float by. Make your way back up, moving into that twist. Bring the sole of your left foot down. Reach your right arm up. Cut it across your left knee. Sit tall. Breathe in and twist. Janu Sirsasana, single leg forward fold. Keep your right foot to the inside of your left leg. Sit tall. Breathe in. Fold. Again, you can always use that block on the other side of your foot. If you need a little bit more of a stretch, just keep that right knee gluing down towards the mat. Pulling your heart forward, chin to shin. Navel to knee. Come back up, reach your fingers up towards the ceiling, straighten both legs. Paschimottanasana, forward fold. I'm going to use that block to make my legs a little bit longer, just to get a little bit of a deeper stretch. And then grab a hold of your block and move into waterfall. And keep a strap or a towel or t-shirt handy for our next pose. Lift your legs up. Block is right at your sacrum. You should feel light in your legs. I'm not going to be here long. Bring your feet back down, lift your hips, move your block, and now grab a hold of either your strap or your towel or your shirt and pull your right toes. Place the strap underneath your right foot. Pull your toes towards your face. And then take your right foot to the right side of the room. Glue that left hip down. And take your right leg across your body towards the left side of the room for that big IT band stretch. And then switch your strap, place it underneath your left foot. Stretch long through that right leg. Make sure your right heel is down and pull your left toes towards your face. And then take your left leg to the left side of the room and pull your left toes all the way up towards your left ear. Big stretch in your inner thigh. Take it across your body for your IT band stretch. Move your strap, your towel out of the way. Hug your knees into your chest, really tight squeeze. Happy baby. And find your way into your last final pose. Just allow your entire back body to melt into the earth. Breath in. Sigh out. Breath in. And big breath out. When you replace why is this happening to me with what is this trying to teach me, everything shifts. Change your mentality to change your reality. Last breath in and out. Shavasana. Start to bring some movement into your fingers and your toes. Stretch your arms over your head. Let the breath back in. Hug your knees into your chest. Let the breath out. Tight squeeze of gratitude for coming to your mat this morning or this afternoon or this evening. Roll onto your right side. Pause in a little fetal ball. Ready to begin again. Free of judgment, starting over. Come to a seat. Reach your hands up towards the ceiling. Breathe in. Hands to your heart. Breathe out. One more breath in. One more breath out. Thank you so much for sharing your yoga practice, your yoga journey with me. The light and love in me sees and acknowledges the light and love in every one of you. Go in peace, yogis. Namaste.